The covariance based structural equation modeling, basically it is multivariate techniques. The quantitative data can be analyzed through univariate data, means we can apply univariate technique to analyze our data. We can apply bivariate techniques, and the third is multivariate technique. Univariate means when we are going to analyze only one variable, and bivariate means we are analyzing two variables, and multivariate technique means more than two variables at a time. Multivariate technique again can be divided into two parts. One is the dependence technique and another interdependence technique. So we perform structural equation modeling in two steps. The first step, we perform confirmatory factor analysis, or the other name of this, measurement model. And we estimates the validity and reliability of the measurement model, whether the measurement model valid to measuring the particular phenomena or not. So we can check it through the validity and reliability, and there are four things in reliability. We can check construct validity, and in a construct validity we estimate convergent validity, discriminant validity, nomological validity, and phase or content validity. So basically we are discussing convergent and discriminant validity today. Okay. And second is reliability. So reliability through Cronbach alpha, we can check whether my research instrument reliable or not. So in a structural equation modeling, we perform two steps. In the first step, we check whether my model valid or reliable to measuring the particular phenomena or not. Once my model is valid and reliable, then we move or we specify our structural model. Then we check testing of structural model. In a structural model, basically we want to check whether this particular exogenous construct significantly contribute to this endogenous construct or not. So basically here we check whether the path coefficient significant or not through p-value. So in the structural equation modeling, so we should keep in mind we can check structural equation modeling in two steps. In the first step, That is the first step, testing of measurement model or estimating the measurement model validity. And second is, am I audible to all? Please write in a chat box.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. So in the second stage, we check the structural model. So I told you there are two types of multivariate technique. One is dependence technique and another is interdependence technique. A dependence technique, we can check hypothesis and relationship among the dependent and independent variables, such as you can take example of the multiple regression analysis. In a multiple regression analysis, single dependent variable and several independent variables. And here we want to check whether these independent variables, IVs, whether x1, x2, x3 significantly contribute to dependent variable or not, whether this independent variable influence the dependent variable or not. So we can check whether this regression coefficient significant or not, whether this regression coefficient significant or not, whether this regression coefficient significant or not. So in a multiple regression analysis, we can check impact of several independent variables on dependent variables, like whether sales depend on advertising expenses, discounts, after sales service, and there are many other independent variables influence the dependent variables, but I am taking only three. So through multiple regression analysis, we can check the relationship between the x1 and y, whether the relationship between the two variable y and x, advertising expenses and sales, positively related or negatively. So we can check whether this regression coefficient beta 1 significant or not, or whether this beta, the relationship positive correlation or negative. So we can check it through the multiple regression analysis. So our structural equation modeling, it is same as the multiple regression analysis. So we should have idea of multiple regression analysis and as well as the exploratory factor analysis, because CFA, the CFA equivalent to the exploratory factor analysis. In a interdependence technique, we do not check the impact of several independent variables on dependent variables, but the purpose of interdependence technique to creating groups, creating clusters, segments. So here the purpose is different in an interdependence technique, and we do not check the hypothesis and relationship among the dependent and independent variables. So this is about the structural equation modeling. Now you can ask question, sir, how the structural equation modeling different from the other multivariate techniques such as multiple regression analysis, discriminant logistic, and other techniques. For example, we want to check the impact of several independent variables on dependent variables. This is my one equation. Like y1 is sales. Sales influenced by the advertising expenses, and discount. Now, if we want to check the impact of sales on profit of the organization, then again we have to perform the multiple regression analysis. Beta 2 x2 plus epsilon 2. Now here the profit depend on sales and other factors. Is it clear? So the sales here, the now you can see the sales. अपना वीडियो आप चाहें तो बंद कर लें, जो पार्टिसिपेंट्स है, जो वीडियो ऑफ कर सकते हैं आप. Okay. Now and if we want to find many relationship, then we have to perform many times multiple regression analysis. But in a structural equation modeling, we do not need to apply many multiple regression analysis, but simultaneously we can perform all the dependent and independent and independent relationship among the variables, dependent and independent variables. So this is my first equation, y2 beta 0 beta 1 x1 epsilon 2 y3 and n number of multiple regression analysis we can perform in the structural equation modeling. So this is a big difference between the multiple regression analysis and the structural equation modeling. And as well as the multiple regression analysis, we can check a relationship only one time. But in a structural equation modeling, we can check many relationships. So in a structural equation modeling, basically it's a structure of equations. Basically it is structure of equations. Now you can see the definition of the multiple regression analysis. The definition now you can see it. So structural equation modeling is a family of a statistical model that seeks to explain the relationship among multiple variables. It examines the structure of interrelationship expressed in a series of equations similar to series of multiple regression equation modeling. Now you can see the complete path diagram. So it is the complete path of a structural equation modeling. Now you can see there are 5 construct: price, share, atmosphere, customer, share, customer commitment. These are the 5 constructs. These constructs known as price, services, atmosphere, these are exogenous construct. Exogenous constructs nothing but equivalent to the IVs. When we combine 2 or 3 or more questions and club them and make the construct of independent variables known as the exogenous construct. When we club the dependent variables, many dependent variables, and club them, then the construct name known as the endogenous construct. So throughout the structural equation modeling, we use 2 terms, exogenous and endogenous. Instead of using the term independent and dependent variable, we use exogenous and endogenous construct. So exogenous construct means Nothing but it is independent variables, combination of independent variables, and endogenous means combination of dependent variables. Now, the arrow from construct to this price to this construct, customer share, it is endogenous construct, single headed arrow, and double headed arrow means covariance. So you can see this is our measurement model, and this, when we find the relationship among the construct to construct, it is structural model. Okay, so this is about the structural equation modeling, and there are many stages in structural equation modeling. Now the question is the how and when we should use the structural equation modeling. So when you want to apply the structural equation modeling in your research paper or thesis, then there are three things. You can use the existing or tested scale. Scale means a set of questions. Second is, it's a prerequisite of the structural equation modeling. Second is, you can modify the existing scale. Means you can add some questions in present scale or you can delete. And third is new scale development. You can develop your new scale, means new research instrument. देखिए, research instrument or questionnaire or scale, all are same thing. So in a quantitative research, generally we use existing or tested scale, or we modify according to our objectives. Rarely we use the new scale development, because new scale development, it is a again it is a big process. If you want, and why do we use new scale? Why do we develop the new scale? When there is no literature available to measure the particular phenomenon. Existing scale means we are measuring, for example, the temperature. We can measure the temperature through thermometer manually. Modify means we can make our thermometer digital thermometer. So it is, but if you want to make the new thermometer, so first of all you should tell, why should I make the new thermometer? What is the purpose? When already you can measure temperature through existing thermometer, there is no need to create your new thermometer. So same as in the social science research, we do not prepare questions our own knowledge. We should prepare our questions on the basis of theory, or our question should based on the either existing scale, or we can modify the scale. So we should not create questions of our own knowledge, because in a quantitative research, basically we are testing and verifying the theory. So our research instrument or our questionnaire should based on this theory. Okay, and we should not develop our own question. I told you it is a very big process. If you want to develop the new scale, then you have to perform the several steps. Now I am showing you, if you want to develop your new scale, why do you develop the new scale? The when there is no there is no existing scale available to measuring the particular phenomena, then you can develop your uh, own scale. But I'm telling you, it is not easy task. So if there is no existing literature, then you can develop your new scale. And it's a book, Scale Development, Robert F. D. Wallis, Sage publication. It's a very standard book. And now scale development. Scale development means questionnaire. You are developing questionnaire to measuring the new phenomena. So these are the steps in the development of the new research instrument, like the understanding the latent variable, reliability, validity, guidelines in scale development, factor analysis. So, and one more thing I would like to say, if you are using tested scale or the modified scale, then uh, you do not need to apply the exploratory factor analysis. Why? Because the purpose of exploratory factor analysis different. The purpose of exploratory factor analysis, data reduction and summarization. If you are developing your own scale, new scale, then you should conduct the exploratory factor analysis, then conduct confirmatory factor analysis and structural model, and then you can develop your own research instrument or questionnaire, and then other persons can use your research instrument and they can cite your author name, your name. Okay, this scale, I have taken this scale from this. For example, the scale that is SERQUEL. SERQUEL. It's a service quality. Service quality. If I want to measure the service quality in higher education, then I will develop my research instrument on the basis of SERQUEL model. And this SERQUEL model developed by the Parshuraman. And in this scale, he developed the 5 construct: the tangibility, reliability, responsiveness, assurance, and empathy. And each construct has 4 or 5 questions. So we should not develop questions on. We should develop our questions from previous authors' work. Now, if I want to, I am just showing you the. Now we should understand the confirmatory factor analysis and the exploratory factor analysis. The difference is, in a confirmatory factor analysis, we check whether my research instrument valid or not, and in a the the exploratory factor analysis, data reduction and summarization. Now I am taking very yes concept of I am taking example how to write research paper on structural equation modeling. So in structural, I'm showing you the paper that is interpretation. I'm showing my paper. So interpretation concept, yes. Is it visible? This picture?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if I want to measure the buying behavior of youth or any age group persons, so I will use theory of planned behavior. So in a structural equation modeling, it's a prerequisite. I'm showing you the one slide, so you can go through these slides. No model, you can see, no model should be developed for use with structural equation modeling without some underlying theory. It means theory is must. theory is needed to develop both the measurement model specification and structural model specification. Okay. The theory of plant behavior. So I want to measure the green products buying behavior, eco-friendly products. I want to measure the buying behavior of youth for green products. Okay. So I will develop my questionnaire on the basis of this theory, and the theory name is theory of plant behavior, and this theory given by Asian. And he described the buying behavior through 5 component: attitude, subjective norms, pursuit behavior control, purchase intention, and purchase behavior. These are the 5 components. So my research instrument based on, or my questionnaire based on this the theory, and in this theory I will develop my questions. I'm developing questions for this theory. My first construct name, attitude. I want to measure the attitude because these are the latent phenomena, latent construct. Attitude cannot be measured directly. We can measure attitude through the measured variable or questions. These are my questions. I think that purchasing good product is favorable. I think that purchasing green product is good. And the second component name is subjective norms, and the pursuit will control, purchase intention, purchase behavior, and all the questions in a 7-point Likert scale. And then this is my set of questionnaire. So I prepared 17 questions from this theory of plant behavior model, and I distributed this questionnaire to the 300 respondent. And after completing, I entered all my data in a SPSS software. So I distributed this questionnaire to 300 the respondent, and here the total number of questions, 17 questions. So I used 17 questions to measuring the eco-friendly buying behavior. Okay. So this is my the first of all I will fill my SPSS data set. Okay. I will run this in MOS software. I will use the MOS software. Now you can see there are, I will conduct this structural model in 2 parts. The first is I will check whether my measurement model valid or not. So for checking the validity, we need construct validity and discriminant validity. Construct validity can be estimated through standardized factor loading, average variance expected, and third is the third method, that is composite reliability. And discriminant validity, there are Fornal and Larker method. So first of all, we will check whether my model, the model is valid or not, and as well as whether this model reliable or not. So I will check 2 things. Now the second, once my model is valid and reliable, then I will check whether the attitude significantly contribute to purchase intention or not, whether subjective norms significantly related to purchase intention or not, whether purchase intention significantly related with purchase behavior or not. So here we can check whether the path coefficients or regression coefficients significant or not, and we can check hypothesis also. Here we can frame our hypothesis. we do not frame hypothesis in measurement model. So here we can create our hypothesis. First, the hypothesis, second hypothesis, third hypothesis, we can check four hypotheses. So we can, because it is equivalent to the dependence technique, and CFA equivalent to the interdependence technique. So this is my model. So if you want to write any research paper on a structural equation modeling, so first of all, uh, we should check what is the theory behind this phenomena. So I want to measure the buying behavior. So through literature review, I found through theory of plant behavior, I can measure the buying behavior of youth in buying the green or eco-friendly products. So through literature review, I found then there is a there is now I am showing you the one research paper. This is my research paper. You can see understanding the factors affecting green purchase behavior of consumer with special reference to Uttar Pradesh. ठीक है. Now you can see. So in an introduction, I have written all the information relating to buying behavior, green buying behavior. And now through literature review, I found the buying behavior can be measured through the theory of plant behavior, and it has five components. The first component, attitude, and the second component, perceived behavioral control, subjective norms, and then purchase intention. And the research methodology I used here, you can give the results of the measurement model validity and reliability. These are the results, the goodness of fit indices, and the other is goodness of fit indices and the construct validity. So we will present this result. So the Cronbach alpha, standardized factor loading, composite reliability, average variance extracted, then the indicator reliability, and as well as standardized error variance. So this is reliability and validity of the measurement model. And then we will check after that the discriminant validity. Now you can see the discriminant validity. Once my model is valid and reliable, then I specified the structural model, and then I tested the hypothesis also. So this is my paper. Now you can see the other paper. The paper name is here the application of the theory of plant behavior to predict intention and practice of nursing staff towards physical restraint used in long-term care facilities structural equation modeling. So now you can see. So this is introduction part. In the introduction part, the author described the theory of plant behavior. Now you can see. When you are writing any quantitative research paper, your research paper should based on the theory. Without theory, we cannot write, or we should not write any quantitative research paper. So it's a prerequisite. Now you can see the paper. In a paper, the you can see all the theory of plant behavior. They describe the component of the theory of plant behavior: attitude, subjective norm, perceived behavioral control. Now you can see these are the components of the theory of plant behavior. First is attitude, second subjective norm, third perceived behavioral control. These are the component of the perceived at the theory of plant behavior. And as well as we have discussed the theory of reasoned action also, which is related to buying behavior. And if you want to measure the online buying behavior, then you can go through the theory technology acceptance model, and as well as UTAUT model also. Now here you can see this is my original model. when टेम अनुभा, ये टेम का मतलब टेक्नोलॉजी एक्सेप्टेंस मॉडल। कुछ पूछना चाहती हो तो अनम्यूट करके पूछ लो।
Yes, sir. I was
हाँ
understanding it. It was very good paper, sir.
हाँ हाँ हाँ, टेक्नोलॉजी, ठीक 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 है ना। तो देखिए फर्स्ट इज, देखिए when we are applying the structural equation modeling in our research paper or thesis, we should find the theoretical background of the research instrument. So here I'm measuring the buying behavior. So I know the buying behavior can be measured through the theory of plant behavior. So here the author is giving the 5 component of the theory of plant behavior. If I'm using as it is the existing or tested scale, but I have option to add some more construct or delete some construct or items. That will be the modified structural equation modeling. Now you can see uh, the the paper, then the data analysis. So you should give some demographic profile also of the respondent, then descriptive statistics. And a descriptive statistic, this is structural equation modeling. I will discuss the how will we get these values and how to impute these values. So and then this is the about the questions, and we should give from where we have taken these questions or items. So these are the questions in our this research paper. And this is structural model. He did not use the confirmatory factor analysis. So there are two approaches. One, directly you can confirm the structural model or testing the structural model, and second, you can use the two step. In the first step, you check or estimate the validity and reliability of the measurement model. Once the results are satisfied, then you can specify the structural model. So directly he used this, the author used directly the structural model. And now you can see here the relationship perceived behavioral control with practice. So it is modified model. The original model, the relationship attitude subjective norm perceived behavioral in control with the intention, purchase intention. Now he modified this. So it is modified model, you can say. And these are the direct and indirect effect. Means direct means mediation. So perceived behavioral control. So this is intention is mediation. So here perceived behavioral control, whether the perceived behavioral control significantly contributing to practice or not. So we can check it. One is indirect effect. This is my now you can see. So here the author used mediation analysis also in this research paper. So this intention is mediation. So how to check mediation? Mediation, one is this. This is indirect effect, and this is direct effect. So total effect equal to direct effect plus indirect effect. So generally indirect effect should be significant. If in the presence of a mediating variable, indirect effect significant and direct effect not significant, it means it is a full mediation. So there are two approaches. One is Sobel, through Sobel test, or the Baron and Kenny methods. Through Baron and Kenny method, we can we can check the mediation impact. Now the Baron and Kenny, the Zhao criticized the Baron and Kenny about the mediation analysis. He said there is no necessary that the direct relationship not significant. If you're before mediation, if this relationship not significant, then you can check the mediation effect also. So we will check it tomorrow in a smart PLS4. The ये जो मेथड है इसका डिस्कस करेंगे. Now in this model, you can give the results of the total effects, direct effect Total effect means direct effect plus indirect effect. So here the you can see the perceived behavioral control. ठीक है, ये we can check it through the mediation intention, perceived behavioral, the intention to practice, total effect, डायरेक्ट इफेक्ट. ठीक है, इसमें रिजल्ट इन्होंने शो किया है. Now you can see the another research paper. The research paper you can see expanding the theory of plant behavior to reveal urban residents pro environmental travel behavior. So in this research paper, they extend the existing model, the theory. Now you can expansion and applications of theory of plant behavior. When we are expanding or extending the existing model, it is known as modified model. So we should use either tested model or modified model, and then we can check, we can test theory. But if we want to make our own scale, then we should go for new scale development. And I told you it is a again it is a very long process, and we should give the justification why are you developing your scale when the existing phenomena can be measured through this scale. So now you can see the expansion of application of theory of plant behavior. So in this, the adopting the qualitative research, because the PT, they are adding some construct in this existing model. So they have done the qualitative research also. You can do it. Then choice of data collection, the conceptual model and hypothesis, the theory of plant behavior. Then these are our hypothesis. Attitude has direct and positive influence on intention, subjective norm, pursuit bill control, and PET. The this is my modified model. The author developed this model. The existing model is the attitude, subjective norm, pursuit bill control, purchase intention, IN means intention, and then the behavior. Now he added more construct, four more construct: PET, HAB. PET means pro environmental travel, and HAB. HAB means habit, PSQ perceived service quality. So he added, so it's a modified model. You can check whether this model valid to measuring the travel behavior or not. So you can see the results. Questionnaire. So these are questionnaire. Then the he used two stages. In the first stage, that is confirmatory factor analysis, to validate the model. Once he found the result are sufficiently good, then he specify the structural model. These are the results of the confirmatory factor analysis or measurement model, validity and reliability. So you can check all results are good, no problem. These are the results of confirmatory factor analysis. Once after after getting the appropriate result from the measurement model, he specified the structural model. This is my structural model. Here he can, or the hypothesis testing. Now you can see these are the hypotheses, whether the hypothesis confirmed or not confirmed. Same as you can see the next research paper, the theory of plant behavior. Again, it is the application of extended theory of plant behavior model to investigate purchase intention of green products among Thai consumers. Now you can see this is the conceptual model, and he added two more construct: environmental concern and environmental knowledge. We should keep in mind when we are adding a new construct or items, we should give the theoretical justification, and we should give supporting documents also. From where did you take this construct environmental concern? So you should define these things also in your research paper. So like the purchase intention, subjective norms, pursuit will control. He added the environmental concern. So how will you measure the environmental concern? He described the environmental concern defined by the L. Bailey and Johnson. So इन्होंने अपना डेवलप किया स्केल. नाउ यू कैन गिव द ये कहाँ से इन्होंने स्केल यूज किया है एनवायरमेंटल कंसर्न का. They have described this. So when you are taking new construct, then you should define, you should give why did you add this construct in this theory, what is the purpose, and give some justification also. Now environmental concern, and then you can see the next is environmental knowledge. So how will we measure the environmental knowledge? We can measure it through the TOEFIC scale. Okay, so and these are the, I think, questions you can see. Yes, so these are the three questions of the attitude for measuring the attitude. I think that purchasing green product is favorable, good idea, product is safe. Then three questions of subjective norms, uh, uh, four questions of perceived behavior control, and four questions of environmental concern, because he added this component in his model. And the three questions of environmental knowledge, and then purchase intention, it is previous model. And then you can check the measurement model reliability and validity, or the confirmatory factor analysis. It is same thing. Now you can see here, these are the questions. So the Cronbach alpha, standardized factor loading, composite reliability, and AVE. So there are some cutoff values, like the average variance expected value should be greater than 0.5. Composite reliability should be greater than 0.5. Standardized factor loading should greater than 0.708. Cronbach alpha value should be greater than 0.7. So you can see all the values about the cutoff value. So there is no issue of the reliability and validity of the construct. Once we identify there is no issue, then we specify our structural model, testing the structural model in the second stage. Now you can see the path coefficient. Basically, in a structural equation modeling, we are checking whether the exogenous construct significantly contribute to endogenous construct or not. Whether these path coefficient or regression coefficient significant or not, we can check through the, and we can the test our hypothesis also. So when you are writing any research paper, we should check the theory behind the particular topic. Without theory, we should not develop any research paper. Sometimes we have idea to write the research paper, but we do not have enough research paper to justify our theory or research paper. So when you are writing any research paper in your hand, you should have 25, 30, 40 research paper, because ultimately you need to justify. Anybody can ask you question, why did you use this research instrument? What is the purpose? From where you take? Now you can see the second thing, that is modified model. Again, the subjective norm, pursuit will control, attitude, behavioral intention, and actual behavior. It is existing model, and they added the three more construct, the behavior belief, normative beliefs, control belief. Why are you adding these construct? You should give some justification and supporting documents also. Can behavioral belief related to behavioral attitude or not? So give some supporting document also. Then you can test your model through confirmatory and as well as structural model. So the base is the theory of plant behavior. You can add or delete some items in a modified model. Now you can see this model again extended the government policy, environmental awareness, technical interest, this. Okay. Now there are two things in a one is the results of measurement model, reliability and validity test. You can see these are the reliability and validity of these are reliability Cronbach alpha. Through Cronbach alpha we can check reliability, and for validity we can check the validity through convergent validity, standardized factor loading. उसके अलग 3 methods and average variance expected. Now you can see the results, measurement model fit, and then these are the hypothesis testing, whether the attitude significantly related to intention to use this. Now these are the path coefficient, and you can check or test your hypothesis. You can write your result this way. It is not necessary all the hypothesis supported. Some may be support कर सकते हैं और कुछ उसमें नहीं भी हो सकते हैं. Then you can check mediating effect also. So now this is our model. Same as now you can see the another research paper applying extended theory of plant behavior for sustaining landscape restaurant. You can see the theory is theory of plant behavior, and here the researcher author add one more construct, that is landscape perception and preferences. So from where he took this construct, I think he defined here you can say reliability and validity. These are the questions. The landscape and perception and preferences, these are the questions for measuring the landscape perception and preferences. तो उसने कहीं आगे अंदर डिटेल में दिया होगा कि कहाँ से हमने लिया है ये क्वेश्चंस. सो एंड द नेक्स्ट रिसर्च पेपर, the application of extended theory of plant behavior to investigate purchase intention of green product among Thai. ये हम देख चुके हैं, ये वाला हो गया है. तो अभी मैं जो है ये पेपर हो गया है. नाउ आई एम टेकिंग data set to measuring the buying behavior. Okay, so when we are measuring the validity and reliability of the measurement, then there are two approaches. So when we apply structural equation modeling in our research paper or thesis, we report the two results. One is the goodness of fit indices, and second is construct validity and reliability. So in a goodness of fit indices, now goodness of fit indices, we should keep in mind the 5 things. We report the results of the goodness of fit indices. One is the C mean by degree of freedom, its value should be less than 2. कुछ जगह आप 3 और 4 भी देख सकते हैं, but you should give some supporting document if it is outside the cutoff value. And 3, goodness of fit indices, absolute fit indices, incremental fit indices, parsimonious fit indices, all the values should greater than 0.95. Why should greater than 0.95? Because we are checking the difference between observed value and estimated value. So our estimated value should near to the observed value. So if it is our estimated value away from the observed value, then difference would be more. Like if the absolute fit measures value 0.8, it means the error is 20% in our model. So it should near to 1. All the goodness of fit values should near to 1, means cutoff value 0.95. And the badness of fit indices, it should near to 0. Near to 0 treated as good, and the cutoff value 0.08. Our badness of fit indices value should be less than 0.08, and goodness of fit indices value should greater than 0.95. कुछ कट ऑफ वैल्यू भी है, 0.9 भी ओके हो जाता है कई बार, वो डिपेंड करता है सैंपल साइज एंड द नंबर ऑफ कंस्ट्रक्ट्स के बेसिस पर ऑल्सो. And the second thing, that is construct the construct validity. There are three methods in finding the construct validity. The one is standardized factor loading. You can see the standardized factor loading, average variance expected, and composite reliability. So now you can see the construct reliability. In a construct reliability, the first is average, the first is standardized factor loading. What does it mean? The all the factor loadings of the constructs should be greater than 0.708. Now you can see all the value greater than 0.708. If all the values greater than 0.708, there is no issue of the convergent validity. Second method, it is not necessary always our values greater than 0.708. Sometimes it less, like 0.68. Then what should we do? The next method, that is the average variance expected. It means square of this factor loading plus square of this factor loading plus square of this factor loading plus square of this factor loading, and divided by number of items, the total number of items for. So here you can see the when we use the average variance expected, so we find the our average variance expected above the 50%, means average variance expected should greater than 0.5, or I can convert it 50%. ठीक है ना? 0.5, the average variance expected should greater than the 0.5. So here, or percentage में it should be greater than 50%. Now you can see the first construct AVE, second, third, fourth, and fifth. All the 5 constructs average variance expected greater than, so there no issue of convergent validity. Now the next is the composite reliability. Now you can see it's a construct reliability. So the construct reliability should be greater than 70%. So you can see all the construct reliability greater than this. Second thing, we should report the results of discriminant validity. You have seen in all the research papers, they displayed the value of the convergent validity and discriminant validity. Discriminant validity means the construct, the, for example, the attitude. Attitude should be different from the subjective norm. It means attitude should measure the attitude of person. It should not, this construct should not measure the other constructs, the other constructs नहीं measure कर सकता. The means attitude should be different from the, or unrelated should be other constructs like subjective norm, perceived behavioral control. क्योंकि हमारे मॉडल में discriminant validity, whether our model discriminant validity है या नहीं है, we can check it through the average variance expected in a principal diagonal. The all the values are average variance expected. You can see these are AVE values in a principal diagonal, and all the AVE value greater than the SIC. SIC means squared inter-construct correlation, जो off diagonal values or off diagonal values should less than the average variance expected value. So here you can see all the off diagonal values less than the less than the average variance expected. But in a smart PLS, we have three methods to checking the discriminant validity. One is HT-MT ratio, means heterotrait monotrait ratio. Second is Fornell and Larker criteria. This is Forner and Larker criteria. And third is cross loading. So tomorrow we will discuss all these things. So in a PLS SEM, generally they report the results of the HT-MT ratio, but in a smart in a MOS software, we report the results of Fornell and Larker. So this is my the checking the convergent and discriminant validity. Now I am showing you the data set again. This is my data set. So first of all, I want to check the uh, एक minute. Yes. Yes, you can see. So first of all, I am checking measurement model validity. So I am creating this model in MOS. So MOS graphic, I am opening MOS graphic. Yes. Is it visible? Can you see this MOS graphic? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Now I am creating the model. So it is very easy to create the model in a MOS graphic, and you can write a research paper. There are 5 components. The first, it is latent construct 1, and you the copy and paste. You do not need to create every time, otherwise the size will be different. So what should we do? So we should copy, duplicate. We can take copy. You can see here the yes, duplicate the we have sorry we have 5 component. The first, duplicate here in this icon, duplicate object. Okay, so you can drag 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the first component attitude. I'm using total 17 questions. So 4 questions. This construct has 4 questions attitude, 3 questions of subjective norm, 4 questions of perceived bill control, 3 questions of purchase intention, and 3 questions of purchase behavior. Now I am rotating the indicators, okay, and then manually you can develop the covariances. Manually you can use, or you can use of plugins. So I'm using the use of plugins and plugins. But before it, we should select all the construct 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and use plugins, draw covariances, and then select all. So I am shifting this picture inside this yes, now it is okay, no problem, and deselect. Now deselect. Now we require to giving the name of each construct. The first construct name, you can copy and paste, and you can manually write. So I am writing 80. 80 means attitude. or you can write full name attitude, but due to time I am writing the short name. The second, that is subjective norm. Third construct name is perceived behavioral control, and when you put your cursor, fourth construct, that is PI, means purchase intention and purchase behavior. Okay, and then we need to select the data file. So how to select the data file? Select data file, my data file on the क्या कहते हैं, डेस्कटॉप, डे वन, papers measurement model TPB, and the sample size is 300. Okay, TPB, theory of plant behavior. My file name is the TPB, and then okay. Now what will we do? We will uh, fill these indicators. Basically ये जो rectangle, all rectangle are our questions measured variable, and attitude, subjective norm, all are oval shape are factors or latent factors, latent construct. ठीक है ना? Now you can, if you drag and drop the attitude in this rectangle, the whole question will appear. Whole question will appear. So undo it, do it, undo. यहाँ पे जाइए undo, and setting view, go to view and interface properties, and miscellaneous. Tick this button, miscellaneous, and untick display variable labels, and then apply. Now you can drag and drop each indicators inside the rectangle 81, 82, 83, 84, subjective norm. You can expand this also. Subjective norm, 3 questions of subjective norm, and 4 questions of perceived behavioral control. You drag and drop all the questions, and then PI, 3 questions of purchase intention, and 3 questions of measuring the purchase behavior. And now there are this is my model जो मैंने PDF में लिया हुआ. आई एम शोइंग यू माय ओरिजिनल मॉडल. यस, ये देखिए, मैं अभी इसको ड्रा कर रहा हूं. आई नीड सम एरर टर्म आल्सो, E1, E2. Go to plugins, unobserved name. Manually you can write or you can use the plugins. Plugins, unobserved lines. ये देखिए, अब मेरा मॉडल कंप्लीट हो गया. देखिए, एक रिसर्च पेपर आपका तैयार हो जाएगा अगर आप ये CFA एंड मेजरमेंट, ये स्ट्रक्चरल मॉडल अप्लाई कर लेंगे तो एक रिसर्च, यू कैन राइट गुड रिसर्च पेपर इन ABDC जर्नल्स में. आप यू कैन पब्लिश ABDC जर्नल में अगर थ्योरेटिकली पेपर साउंड है. नाउ माय मॉडल इज कंप्लीट. आई analyze this model, the analysis properties. In this icon you can see analysis properties. Press this button, and the output indirect, direct total effect, standardized estimates, फैक्टर स्कोर. ज्यादा की जरूरत नहीं है. अगर हम लोग केवल स्टैंडर्डाइज्ड एस्टिमेट्स और इनडायरेक्ट एस्टिमेट्स भी टिक कर देते हैं, that is sufficient. And then clause, the third icon you can see here, when you press it the data will analyze. ये हो गया. ठीक है, अब मैं इसमें इसका जो है नेम CFA, मैंने इसका नाम रख दिया CFA. The file name is CFA. Now CFA सेव, देखिए now my model complete, ये देखिए मॉडल कंप्लीट हो गया. Now you can copy and paste, you can copy and paste, we can copy and paste. Here you can see the clip, copy the path diagram, this icon, copy the path diagram to the clipboard when you press it, and then you can I'm opening one file, that is word file pe we can uh, word file, desktop, desktop, yes, word file, uh, you can copy this and paste. So I have copied. Now I am showing you the word file. This is my word file. You just copy and paste here, paste here. Okay. Now you can paste your research measurement model. Now you need to explain the, ये इसको explain हमें करना है कि what does it mean. So explain me, we need two things. One is I'm explaining this model. One need the goodness of fit indices. The one is the view text. When I press this icon view text, so the model fitness. So first of all, I will check the model fitness, whether my model fit or not. So you can see the results. And in a model fitness, I told you we need only 5 things. One is the C min by degree of freedom. The first is we should report the results of the C min by degree of freedom value. So the C min of degree of freedom value 1.345. Second is 3 goodness of fit indices, one incremental fit indices, absolute fit indices, and parsimonious fit indices. There are 3 things. So you can see the default model is our model. So we will report the results of GFI, goodness of fit index, value 0.944, near to this. And then TLI, the TLI Tucker-Lewis index value, it is good, 0.983. And another is parsimonious fit indices, PNFI, parsimonious normed fit index value 0.762. It is slightly less. And one badness of fit indices, that is the badness of fit indices means root mean square error approximation, RMSEA. Now you can see the value of RMSEA, root mean square error approximation value 0.034. So this value should be less than 0.08, and all values should be greater than point this, and this value should be greater than 2. So this is criteria. Our all values near to the cutoff value, so there is no issue of the goodness of fit indices of our model. Second thing is we report the results of construct validity. Now we can check here the construct validity, the results of construct validity. This is my standardized regression coefficients value. You can see here standardized. So these are the values. All the values should greater than 0.708. So there is no issue. From this table, I prepared my factor matrix. I prepared my factor matrix from this table. So these are the first column, that is variables, and these are the 5 components the 5 components: the attitude, subjective norm, perceived behavioral control, purchase intention, and purchase behavior. These are questions of attitude 81, 82, 83, 84. So I'm writing all these 17 questions. So these are the value of the 4 values of the regression coefficient or factor loading we will put here. And same as we will put 3 values of the subjective norm and 4 values of the perceived will control. So the purpose of this table to check the convergent validity and discriminant validity of the measurement model. So we found there is no issue of convergent validity and discriminant validity. For discriminant validity, we need inter-construct correlation. So we can check the inter-construct correlation from this table, from this. So attitude related to subject means correlation 0.107. When we square this column and put in a discriminant table, you can see from this table we will estimate the discriminant validity. So there are 5 components, you can see. Five component. So first component, attitude, subjective norm, perceived bill control, purchase intention, purchase behavior. Same as I am writing in a column. It is a symmetric matrix. Attitude, subjective norm, perceived bill control, purchase intention, and purchase behavior. And in the principal diagonal, I will put the value of the average variance expected. And these are attitude with subjective norm. This is value. I will square this value and I will put here. Attitude with the subjective norm. Attitude with subjective norm. Attitude with perceived bill control. So I will put all the values, and the AVE values should greater than the SIC. If SIC value is less than the average variance expected, there is no issue of there is no issue of discriminant validity. So in the first step, we found our model is valid. There is no issue of validity. Now we will check the reliability of our instrument. So here, how to check the Cronbach alpha or reliability of the model is. So for checking the reliability, I'm using the SPSS. Go to analyze and then scale and reliabilities. And the 4 questions related to attitude. So I'm writing this construct name attitude, attitude, and then okay. After okay, you can see the output, and here output value 0.867. The Cronbach alpha value should be greater than greater than 0.7. So here the value is 0.867. So same as we can estimate all the values. Now I have written these value in a this interpretation. Where is I'm showing you the interpretation, how to write, interpret it. The interpretation, yes. I think it is visible to you. So now you can see there are 2. So we should keep in mind in the first step, we should check the assessing measurement model validity, whether my model valid or not. There are two approaches. We should report the results of the goodness of fit indices and as well as construct reliability and validity. So there is no issue of convergent validity and discriminant validity, and as well as goodness of fit indices also near to the cutoff value. So my model is good. Now you can see you need to report the results. ये results हमें report करना है research paper में. So now once my model is goodness of fit is okay, then we specify our structural model. Now I am creating the second stage. I am creating the structural model. So go to file, new, and now you can see. So I am changing the portrait to landscape. Go to view, interface properties, page layout. It is portrait, and I need landscape because picture will be different. Now you apply, and then after apply, close it. So here there are 5 components. First component, then duplicate, and then third, the purchase intention and purchase behavior. So I'm creating the structural model now. So the first component, attitude, for items, 3 items of subjective norm, 4 items of perceived behavioral control, purchase intention and purchase behavior. Rotating all yes. Now the dependence relationship, this the construct to this is structural dependence relationship. This is dependence relationship and the covariance among the exogenous construct, and there are 3 exogenous construct. I am selecting 1, 2 and 3, and using the plugins, go to plugins and draw covariances. Now my model still my model is not complete, so deselect, because 2 endogenous construct and we need error variance for endogenous construct. So first of all I am, yes, so endogenous construct 1 and 2. Now I need to give the name of each construct and indicator's name. So I am writing the name. The first component name is attitude. So I am writing 80. Second, subjective norm. Third, PBC and PI and PB, purchase behavior. Now select your data file. Select data file, file name, day 1, session, measurement model, TPB, 300, and then OK. Data file select कर लिया हमने, and then list of variables. So before transferring the indicators, we need to use plugins interface, miscellaneous, display variable labels and apply, and then we transfer each indicators, drag and drop, drag and drop, drag and drop, and 3 questions of subjective norms, 4 questions of perceived behavioral control, PBC1, PBC2, PBC3,
What is
and the 3 questions of purchase intention, PI1, PI2, PI3, and 3 questions of the purchase behavior, PB1, PB2, and PB3. Now my structural model is complete, and I will check the hypothesis also. I will check the hypothesis whether the
So you have to name the error terms.
एक मिनट अभी दिखाते हैं. एक मिनट सर. Yes, and we need to add the error term name, go to plugins, draw name unobserved variable names. So you can see this. Up now my model is complete. Now I can run and find or estimate the results. So here analysis properties, then indirect, standardized, and then analyze, calculate estimates, and the name SEM. Earlier model name was CFA, second is SEM. Now you can see my model complete. Now you can copy this model and paste. I'm showing you the Word file. The Word file. You can. This is my earlier measurement model. So इसके बाद we can paste the structural model also, and we can test the hypothesis. So this is about the structural equation modeling. Now we interpret the results. Interpret the results. Here view text. When you press this icon, you will get the results. View text. The first is model fitness. C-mean by degree of freedom. I'm showing you. It is the 1.361, which is less than, which should be less than 2. So there is no issue of the C-mean by degree of freedom. And 3, goodness of fit index is 1. Goodness of fit index 0.942. 1 Tucker-Lewis index 0.985, and PNFI this. And 1 RMSEA, which is earlier it was 0.034, now it is 0.035. So all values are near to the cutoff value. Now we check the convergent and discriminant validity from this model. We do not need to check again. We will check whether all the items are significant or not. Here you can see the attitude has 4 questions, so all are significant here. Perceived behavior control, purchase intention, purchase, and our hypothesis you can see here in this table. These are the results of the hypothesis results. So there are the 4 hypotheses. One, my model is, I'm drawing the model here. This, the attitude, subjective norm, perceived behavioral control, and the purchase intention and purchase behavior. Now the first hypothesis, second, third, and fourth. The purchase intention and attitude. This is my first hypothesis. What is the p-value? P-value greater than 0.05. So this first hypothesis not support. Now we check the PI with subjective norm, the second hypothesis, that is, it is P value, sorry, P value should be, here P value equal to 0.05, or you can write less than 0.05. So second hypothesis support, and third again P value greater than 0.05, H3 not support, and this again P value greater than 0.05 not support. So we will report our result in a research paper. Now you can see the results of research paper, how to report our research papers result. I am showing you the paper again. The one paper I am already closed, but I will open again my research papers. Maybe इसको how to interpret the results. So I am just showing you the how to write the results of research papers. चलिए मैं दोबारा से ओपन कर लेता हूँ रिसर्च पेपर. आई एम opening my research paper again, and the other research paper. Now you can see the results. Second research paper I am opening and showing you the expanding the results आ गए आपके. एक मिनट अभी शो कर रहा हूं बस मैं. Using the ये देखिए. Now you can see the results of the research papers. So you can write the standardized factor loading, average variance expected, and critical ratio. ठीक है. And this is my जो ऑथर का, जिस ऑथर का रिसर्च पेपर है उनका ये मेजरमेंट मॉडल, and then this is structural model, and in a structural model you can write the results hypothesis testing के whether set is confirmed or not confirmed. So you can write this. ठीक है. अभी अपना जो पेपर था मेरा, मैं उसको भी शो कर देता हूं अभी, जिसमें हमने रिजल्ट्स लिखे हैं. ये इस तरीके से हम, ठीक है. तो अलग अलग डेटा सेट पे रिजल्ट्स आपके अलग अलग हो सकते हैं. ये रिजल्ट्स लिखने का तरीका, मेजरमेंट मॉडल, रिलायबिलिटी एंड वैलिडिटी, ये हमने निकाला. ये डिस्क्रिमिनेंट वैलिडिटी एंड रिजल्ट्स ऑफ हाइपोथेसिस टेस्टिंग हियर ये इसमें हमारी 3 हाइपोथेसिस सपोर्ट कर रहा है. जरूरी नहीं है कि करे, आपके डेटा में हो सकता है 4 की चारों सपोर्ट करें, मेरे में हो सकता है 1 कर जाए, 3 कर जाए, 2 कर जाए. तो वी शुड राइट रिसर्च पेपर लाइक दिस. तो इसमें देखिए, जो पेपर अगर हम लिखेंगे इस तरह से, तो दोनों चीजें हमें लिखना, मेजरमेंट मॉडल एंड द स्ट्रक्चरल मॉडल के रिजल्ट. ये देखिए, फिर आपका पेपर किसी भी अच्छे जर्नल में छपवा सकते हैं. अगर थ्योरेटिकली स्ट्रॉन्ग रिसर्च पेपर है, देन देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम. तो ये इस तरीके से वी शुड रिपोर्ट द रिजल्ट ऑफ दिस. तो ये हमारा जो था आज का इसमें आइडिया है. नाउ यू आर ओपन टू आस्क एनी क्वेश्चंस. अब आप जो है कोई भी आपके दिमाग में क्वेरी है, कोई प्रॉब्लम है, क्वेश्चंस हैं, तो यू आर मोस्ट वेलकम. बिल्कुल इनफॉर्मली यू कैन आस्क एज मेनी एज क्वेश्चंस.
Sir, I have a
Good
question.
evening, sir.
गुड इवनिंग. हाँ, अनुभव पूछिए.
Sir, once I was collecting data and I collected data more than 500 sample size.
Okay.
and my model CFA ran, but my model did not achieve goodness of fit.
Okay.
Then in that case, what should I do? Because I already collected so much data, and how can I clean
देखिए,
my data?
actually problem is कि the variable selection मैंने कहा है कि if you select the questions based on theoretical background, अगर उसकी है, प्रॉब्लम क्या आती है कि जब हम लोग क्वेश्चंस विदाउट थ्योरी कंसर्न किए हुए क्वेश्चन सेलेक्ट कर लेते हैं तो उसमें प्रॉब्लम थोड़ा सा आ जाता है. अब इसमें डिड यू परफॉर्म स्ट्रक्चरल इक्वेशन मॉडलिंग? मतलब ये तो फर्स्ट स्टेज हो गया.
CFA ही नहीं हुआ ना
नहीं,
complete.
सीएफए नहीं हुआ, चलिए मैंने मान लिया. अगर टेस्ट, क्या ये टेस्टेड मॉडल से क्वेश्चंस आपने लिए थे?
सर एडेप्टेड क्वेश्चन थी.
बिल्कुल सारे थ्योरेटिकली जस्टिफाइड थे सब.
हाँ जी सर.
तो फिर इसमें डायरेक्टली फिर उसको एसईएम लगा दो.
बट सर फिर वो गुडनेस ऑफ फिट तो नहीं आ रहा था ना.
आएगी,
फिर
उसमें
मॉडिफिकेशन इंडाइसेस भी ट्राई किया मैंने,
अच्छा अच्छा
उसमें
अच्छा
भी
अच्छा.
कुछ ज्यादा रिजल्ट इम्प्रूव हुआ ही नहीं. तो वो क्या करना चाहिए अब, क्योंकि डेटा तो कलेक्ट हो गया है, अब हम क्या करें?
देखिए, करने की गुंजाइश कुछ नहीं है. नाउ यू कैन रन इट ऑन स्मार्ट पीएलएस ऑल्सो.
अच्छा.
स्मार्ट पीएलएस में थोड़े से रिजल्ट्स में डिफरेंस आ सकता है. मतलब इसमें ऐसा जरूरी मैं नहीं कह रहा कि यहाँ अगर कोई मॉडल फिट नहीं है तो वहां फिट आ जाएगा. ठीक है ना? और अब तो बस यही है कि जैसे रिजल्ट आ रहे हैं उसी को प्रेजेंट कर दो. लेकिन वो वैलिडिटी, उसका सवालों का जवाब तो देना पड़ेगा आपको वहां पे. जो
हाँ.
रिव्यूअर पूछेगा कि आपका जो रिसर्च
हम्म
इंस्ट्रूमेंट इट इज नॉट वैलिड.
हम्म हम्म
तो इसमें जो हमसे गलती हुई है, मुझे जो लगता है कई बार, कि जो व्हेन वी आर प्रिपेयर अवर क्वेश्चनर, सो
हम्म
क्वेश्चनर शुड बेस्ड ऑन थ्योरेटिकल बैकग्राउंड उसकी बहुत अच्छी होनी चाहिए. वो अगर टेस्टेड स्केल हम ले लेते हैं, कई बार क्या करते हैं, 4-5 रिसर्च पेपर से ले लिया हमने, उसमें प्रॉब्लम आ जाती है. अगर टेस्टेड स्केल से और अच्छे जर्नल से हमने रिसर्च पेपर को डाउनलोड करके उसी स्केल को अगर हम यूज कर लेते हैं तो इसमें इस तरह की संभावनाएं कम आती हैं. अभी तो ये है कि इसको करेक्शन का तो कोई तरीका है नहीं. सैंपल साइज भी बहुत ज्यादा है आपका, 500. भाई मैं ये कहता अगर 300 होता तो बढ़ा लो थोड़ा सा. ठीक है ना? तो ये एक इसमें सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है कि जैसे हमने कहा कि नो मॉडल शुड डेवलप विदाउट थ्योरी. मुझे लग रहा है वहीं वेरिएबल सिलेक्शन में ही कोई प्रॉब्लम आ गया है जिसकी वजह से ये प्रॉब्लम आ रही है.
Good evening, sir. May I ask some question?
यस 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 श्योर.
Sir, during this presentation, you have used so much data and also your esteemed paper. Is it possible for you to share these papers and the
यस
database?
श्योर श्योर. ऑल रिसर्च पेपर आई विल शेयर यू.
Thank you, sir.
All research paper I will share you, and PPT also. So actually due to time I could not explain the whole PPT. So now it's a PPT. Here if you read this PPT you can understand the concept of CFA and EFA. ये देखिए इसमें इसका concept में कैसे किया है. ये PPT I will share you, and these are the stages. The first stage, define individual construct, development of measurement model. Now what is individual construct measurement model? तो ये सब दिया है. ये पीपीटी आई विल शेयर यू, नो प्रॉब्लम. तो जो मटेरियल आज हमने डिस्कस किया है आई विल शेयर, एंड डिड यू कैन प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हैं आप इसकी. और क्वेश्चन बताइए.
Thank you, sir. And one thing more, sir.
So,
यस सर, यस सर. यस, आस्क
Sir,
क्वेश्चन.
basically, one of my colleague was asking about the data collection and the data is not showing the valid result.
यस यस
Because as you have told that the problem might be there at the construction of the questionnaire,
यस
right?
यस यस यस.
So,
यही
sir,
प्रॉब्लम है
what?
मेरे.
जी जी. तो what should be the what should precautions should we take about while constructing the questionnaire?
Actually, when you are constructing the questionnaire, you should download standard research paper, means good research paper from ABDC journals. Scopus या वेब ऑफ साइंस, जो अच्छे जर्नल्स हैं, एमराल्ड वाले जर्नल्स में जो पेपर्स हैं,
जी
if you download good research papers and then you can, your result would be good. लेकिन sometime क्या हो गया कि when we have less literature, it is very difficult to create the right research instrument. So when you are preparing the research instrument, there should be sufficient literature with you. और जो भी कई बार, क्योंकि ये प्रॉब्लम रिसर्चर की नहीं है, सिलेक्शन डिपेंडेंट एंड इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल्स वहां से स्टार्ट हुई है. उन्होंने डेटा,
right.
दूसरा प्रॉब्लम में भी the respondent did not take seriously, they did not give answer seriously. सेकंड प्रॉब्लम ये भी हो सकता है. इफ यू
Yes, sir. It
अनुभा,
happened.
अनुभा
Yes, sir,
बात
it
सुन रहे हो
happened.
ना, प्रॉब्लम
Yes, sir.
तुम्हारी नहीं है, प्रॉब्लम है जो रेस्पोंडेंट्स है ना, उन्होंने
Hmm.
सीरियस, उन्होंने केवल जैसे 5.454545 वो डेटा नॉर्मली नहीं आया होगा.
Yes,
एक
sir.
ये है ना, तो ये एक बड़ी प्रॉब्लम होती है. इसमें रिसर्चर ने मेहनत की, लेकिन जो रेस्पोंडेंट्स हैं डेटा कलेक्शन में उन्होंने सीरियसली नहीं किया. इवन आपने थ्योरेटिकली जो कंस्ट्रक्ट थे उनको लिया, उसी हिसाब से क्वेश्चंस बनाए. तो ये यहाँ पे सेकंड जो मुझे फॉल्ट दिख रहा है केवल वही है कि रेस्पोंडेंट ने सही से जवाब नहीं दिया. इसके अलावा कोई वही नहीं है कि आप अगर स्टैंडर्डाइज टूल ले रहे हैं और गलत आ जाए, आ ही नहीं सकता कभी भी. तो सेकंड मुझे ये कमी लग रही है. और ब्रिजेश,
Grijesh,
गिरिजेश, यस यस यस,
yes sir.
आस्क योर क्वेश्चन.
Sir, another question is that, how many questions are required for this to run the SCM?
Actually, there is a criteria in each construct. Minimum 3 questions we need. So there are 3 types of the construct. One is one construct under identified model, just identified model, and over identified model. So for running the CFA or SEM in MOS, we require 3 questions, minimum 3 questions in each construct. और कोई भी थ्योरी है, मिनिमम 20 क्वेश्चंस या उससे ज्यादा भी हो सकते हैं, डिपेंड ऑन दी थ्योरी. थ्योरी में कितने कंस्ट्रक्ट हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल इन थ्योरी 5 कंस्ट्रक्ट आप ले रहे हैं, तो मिनिमम 15 क्वेश्चन शुड बी देयर. अगर उस थ्योरी में आपके 5 कंस्ट्रक्ट है, ठीक है ना. इफ थ्योरी में अगर क्वेश्चंस आपके 7 कंस्ट्रक्ट हैं या 8 है, then 8 into 3 minimum, है ना, 24 questions should be there. So the number of questions depend on the number of construct, कि उस थ्योरी में कितने कंस्ट्रक्ट से उस फिनोमेना को एक्सप्लेन किया, उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा. यस.
All questions should be on the Likert scale, right?
No, it is not necessarily Likert scale. You can take in the interval or ratio scale. Because in a Likert, when you take the 5-point Likert scale, then your data would not be normally distributed. It will either positively skewed or negatively skewed. क्योंकि
Right.
एक ट्रेंड है जर्नल, या तो रेस्पोंडेंट 4-5-4-5 को टिक करते चले जाते हैं, या 1-2-1-2. अगर इस तरीके का ट्रेंड है, देन द डेटा नॉर्मल आएगा ही नहीं आपका. But if your data not normal, there is no problem in a smart PLS software, PLS SEM. Basically, in a MOS, we use CBSEM, covariance based structural equation modeling. In a PLS, the another technique, that is, we can perform structural equation modeling through PLS, partial least square. So वहां जो limitations हैं, even in a one construct, if you have one item and
Right.
sample size is less, and data not normally distributed, you can run your model in a smart PLS software. So tomorrow we will discuss the smart PLS software. तो जो
Right.
limitations भी हैं, even अगर data not normally distributed, 5 point में you can take it. तो in a smart PLS, it is, अगर आपका data normal distributed भी नहीं है, then we can run your model.
Right.
Sir, one last question. Sir, suppose if one of my variable is on non-metric data and other are on the scale data, then can we perform SEM?
देखो,
लाइक
परफॉर्म
एज हो
हाँ
गया।
ना उसको एज ए मॉडरेटर लोग है ना, जो
ओके।
कैटेगरिकल वेरिएबल लिए उनको
कैटेगोरिकल।
एज ए मॉडरेटर आप लेके कर सकते हो, बट इसके लिए रिक्वायर, ये तो प्री रिक्विजिट है। जितने भी हम कंस्ट्रक्ट के वेरिएबल्स लेंगे मॉडल में, वो सारे के सारे हमारे जो है जो मेट्रिक होने चाहिए। अगर नॉन मेट्रिक आपने लिया है डेटा नॉमिनल स्केल में, जैसे एज है, जेंडर है, उनको हम उनमें मॉडरेशन इफेक्ट चेक कर सकते हैं।
ओके ओके।
हाँ,
बट सैम तो हम परफॉर्म कर सकते हैं ना उसमें?
ना उस वेरिएबल को लेके नहीं कर सकते हो आप, जेंडर को लेके या एज को लेके।
अच्छा, उसको कंट्रोल करना
ना
पड़ेगा।
ना 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 उसको नहीं लेना पड़ेगा। वो उसमें सीबीएसईएम में तो बिल्कुल स्ट्रिक्टली है कि ऑल योर डेटा शुड बी मैट्रिक। नॉन मैट्रिक डेटा तो उसमें हम अप्लाई नहीं कर सकते। अब करने का फिर उसमें या तो डेटा को डमी वेरिएबल में कन्वर्ट करो,
ओके।
इंडिकेटर कोडिंग के थ्रू या इफेक्ट कोडिंग के थ्रू, उसको कन्वर्ट कर लोगे अगर डमी वेरिएबल में, देन आप रन कर सकते हो। लेकिन जनरली हम करते नहीं है। वो जो डेटा है हमारा वो मैट्रिक ही लेते हैं। और एज आपने कैटेगरी बना ली होगी, अगर एज को आप
यस।
एक्चुअल एज ले लेते तब वो रेशियो स्केल में आ जाता, तब हो जाता, तब यूज कर लेते इसको हम।
यस सर।
ठीक
थैंक यू
है,
सर।
ओके।
So,
यस सर,
so,
यस
so,
यस यस।
so मैं टूरिज्म स्टडीज कर रहा हूँ। मैंने एक तो हाँ, मैंने अपना कॉन्सेप्चुअल थियोरेटिकल फ्रेमवर्क भी डेवलप कर लिया है। तो
ओके
मैं इसको टेस्ट करना चाह रहा था, मतलब मैं कंपैरेटिव स्टडी कर रहा हूँ, मैं जैसे कि सिक्किम और दार्जिलिंग में, 2
ओके सर।
डेस्टिनेशंस में। तो मैंने वो तो सर मेरे को वो कंपैरेटिव स्टडी करने में मतलब मेरे को 2 अलग-अलग सैंपल साइज लेके अलग-अलग से टेस्ट करना पड़ेगा, या मतलब एक
ना
ही
ना ना
सैंपल
ना
साइज में
ना
मैं कुछ
सेम सैंपल
एक ही।
साइज, सेम शीट you can
अच्छा
divide.
अच्छा।
So you can use multi group analysis, MGA. Okay, or MGA means MGA possible in smart PLS software. So tomorrow we will discuss. You can select only 400 respondent. You can take 200 from Manipur, another 200 from Assam. So same sheet pay you can run and you can compare. So SPSS, you can split your file into 2 parts. SPSS में you can split your file on the basis of 2 comparing groups. दोनों के रिजल्ट अलग अलग आएंगे। इसके लिए आपको अलग से शीट नहीं बनानी, सेम शीट में, सेम SPSS शीट में यू कैन स्प्लिट योर डेटा सेट। मैं भी आपको एक मैं डेटा सेट, चलिए मैं एक ओपन करके देखता हूं, आपको मैं बता देता हूं कि हाउ टू स्प्लिट द डेटा सेट। data set basics of basic एक मिनट, ये रिजल्ट्स रिग्रेशन, बेसिक्स ऑफ स्टैटिस्टिक्स, मीडिएशन। एक मिनट बस, मैं ओपन कर रहा हूँ एक फाइल, स्प्लिट करके इसको क्लस्टर में। मल्टीपल रिग्रेशन टू ग्रुप, स्प्लिट फाइल, एक मिनट। I am showing you the data set. You can see this data set. I think it is visible to you. So, for example, so here I have divided my data set into 2 parts. One is on the basis of gender. The gender means male participants and female participants. So you can divide your data set into geographical location and you can code. आपने क्या बोला था, एक कहां से जगह आप ले रहे हैं लोकेशन?
सर एक सिक्किम और एक दार्जिलिंग।
एक सिक्किम एंड दार्जिलिंग। ओके ओके
सिक्किम एंड दार्जिलिंग।
okay. So here you can code one for Sikkim and 2 for Darjeeling. Okay, and then you can split your file. Now my data set, in this data set, one file, and the data is 105 students data. If I analyze the data, the mean marks obtained by the students, the final exam, so it will show the male and female overall, the descriptive, explore, the mean marks obtained in this dependent list, and I want only the descriptive statistics, mean. Okay, descriptive, you can see here. And then, okay. So I am showing you the results. You can see here results. So these results, the mean, trimmed mean. So it is overall students score. What is the mean marks obtained by the students? 61.48. But I can divide into two parts. How? This is my data. I will split my results. So data and split file. You go to split file and then compare gender and transfer gender, same as you will transfer Sikkim, and yeah, then okay, and then my file has been splitted. If I use the data set, एक minute, and now I am again analyzing the data. You analyze descriptive statistics, explore. Now I will get the two results. Now you can see the output. I am showing you the output. ये देखिए. Now the one result for female and another for male. So in a single sheet, you can describe the two results. Is it okay, sir? Or if you have any problem, अगर उसके बाद भी problem होगा, then you can contact me.
सर फिर इसमें मैं स्ट्रक्चरल इक्वेशन मॉडलिंग परफॉर्म कर सकता हूँ ना सर?
हाँ, कर सकते हो बिल्कुल. सेम डेटा पे इसको स्प्लिट करके अलग अलग दोनों के रिजल्ट भी कर सकते हैं आप, और कंप्लीट डेटा पे भी कर सकते हैं. और कोई क्वेश्चन है सर?
थैंक यू सर.
जी जी. एनी क्वेश्चन? तो मुझे लग रहा है कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है. थैंक यू वेरी मच. और मैं कल नंबर भी शेयर कर दूंगा, और आगे फ्यूचर में आप अगर चाहेंगे तो कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं.